Have you ever wondered what the world looked like before we had maps at our fingertips? Journey back to the 15th, 16th centuries, the age of discovery, when intrepid European explorers thrust into uncharted territories. Portugal and Spain took the helm, their sails billowing with dreams of trade, religion, and sheer curiosity. An era when the world, as we know it, was taking shape, one expedition at a time. This era of exploration and discovery was a turning point in our global history. Among the pioneers who dared to venture into the unknown, some names echo through the centuries. At the forefront of this golden age was Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer funded by the Spanish monarchy. His voyages across the Atlantic Ocean opened the door to widespread European exploration and the eventual conquest of the Americas. His journeys marked the beginning of centuries of transatlantic conquest and colonization. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese explorer, was the first European to reach India by sea, connecting Europe and Asia for the first time by ocean route. This was a monumental achievement that opened up the rich spice trade to the Europeans, creating an age of global commerce. Then there was Ferdinand Magellan, a man of relentless ambition. Though of Portuguese origin, he led a Spanish expedition to the East Indies, becoming the first to sail from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean through what we now know as the Strait of Magellan. His expedition achieved the nearly unimaginable task of circumnavigating the globe, proving that the world was indeed round. These explorers, driven by ambition and courage, changed our understanding of the world. Their significant voyages, discoveries, and the impacts of their explorations still resonate with us today, shaping the world as we know it. Like ripples in a pond, the age of discovery had far-reaching impacts and consequences. As explorers set sail to distant lands, they unknowingly set in motion a series of events that would reshape the world. Cultural exchange was one such significant impact. As explorers traversed the globe, they carried with them their cultures, traditions, and languages. This intermingling of cultures resulted in a cross-pollination of ideas and customs. Foods like potatoes, tomatoes, and maize, now integral parts of cuisines worldwide, were introduced to the Old World from the Americas, while goods such as silk and spices made their way from the East to the West. The establishment of trade routes was another major outcome. The Silk Road, for instance, not only facilitated the exchange of goods, but also ideas, philosophies, and scientific knowledge. It laid the groundwork for what we now know as globalization, breaking down barriers between nations and fostering a sense of interconnectedness. However, the age of discovery also had its dark side. The colonization of indigenous lands led to the exploitation of native populations. Indigenous people were subjugated, their lands seized, and their cultures often erased. This era of colonization marked the beginning of systemic inequalities that persist to this day. The spread of diseases was another devastating consequence. As explorers ventured into new territories, they brought with them diseases to which the indigenous populations had no immunity. Smallpox, measles, and the flu wreaked havoc on these communities, decimating entire populations. The age of discovery, then, was a period of contrasts. On one hand, it opened up the world, promoting cultural exchange, fostering global trade, and setting the stage for the interconnected world we live in today. On the other hand, it ushered in an era of colonization and exploitation, causing untold suffering and loss. The age of discovery was a double-edged sword, bringing about both progress and devastation. As we delve into history, it's crucial to remember both sides of this coin, acknowledging the progress made while also recognizing the devastating impacts that still echo through the ages. As we reflect on the age of discovery, we can see its profound influence on the world we live in today. These audacious explorers, entranced by the allure of the unknown, set out on perilous voyages that would forever change our understanding of the world. Their discoveries, from new lands to novel trade routes, brought about unprecedented global exchanges of cultures, ideas, and goods. These voyages were the precursors to our modern globalization, shaping our societies, politics, and economies in ways that still reverberate today. They fostered a spirit of curiosity and exploration, giving rise to the scientific and cultural revolutions that have defined our modern era. The Age of Discovery was more than just a historical period. It was a transformative epoch that redefined the human experience, bridging the gap between the known and the unknown, and forever altering the course of human history. We are the descendants of this age of discovery, living in a world made smaller and more interconnected by those daring explorers of the past.